Salam mofos!
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to Happy Doomsday. We are back finally. We are here. We are consistent and we are real. Okay? We are in our new house as well. Look at this little digs, okay?
Very
Oh,
nice, very
very
cozy.
nice. Very nice. Well, as usual, I am your host, Shadi, and with me, the one and only.
Johan say.
What's happening? Yo, Hans, how you been, bro?
I've been good, I've been good, I've been
You
good.
excited to get it going again?
I've been looking forward to this day for a very long time.
Same here, my bro. And we're finally here, okay? Here to bring you the latest and the greatest when it comes to movie and TV news. Here about all nerd culture. We are here to give you our perspective and our point of view on it all. Okay, so let's get it going, bro. All right, first topic of the day. We got a new trailer for Edgar Wright's The Running Man. All right, starring
Yeah.
Glenn Powell, Coleman Domingo, and Josh Brolin. All right, so Johans, you just watched the trailer. What are your thoughts on it?
Um I'm easy. It's a 80s remake. I love 80s films, so I'll definitely go and see it. But am I excited that it's Edgar Wright and he's doing films again? No. But again, I'm happy he's doing a film, but I just don't feel like any film he's done since Scott Pilgrim has had any like auteur vision or like he's a director.
Okay, I completely disagree with this. But like, first up, let's talk about the trailer specifically, okay?
Okay.
Let's talk about the trailer specifically and then we can go on to your
Trailer's fun.
dumb gripe with Edgar Wright, okay? First of all, I think the trailer is really fun. I thought it was great. My issue with it is it feels like more than just a first trailer.
It's a bit like here's the first act.
Yeah, it's like it feels like a third trailer. It feels like a second trailer actually.
Yeah.
I feel like all we needed from this trailer is just, yo, Edgar Wright is here and he's got a new film coming out. That's all we need when it comes to a filmmaker like Edgar Wright. Filmmakers in that sort of stratosphere where it's literally just letting the public know, yo, he's got a new film coming out. We didn't need all of the whole thing, all the shebang where it felt like we got the first, second, and third act in that trailer. Maybe less so the third, but we got a lot from that trailer. And I low-key didn't, we knew what it was based on. Obviously, it was based on the
Yeah.
80s Arnold remake, but I didn't need to know all the details we got from it. Do you know what I mean?
But
I
I
could have
feel
been
like-
okay with just a couple action shots being written, directed by Edgar Wright coming soon, and I would have been okay with that.
But this is like I don't think he's trying to go that route. This is why I'm saying I don't think me saying that he's moving away from his director footprint is a bad thing. Because I think he's clearly trying to make a big film. And I think that's why there is the trailer, which is so
It is
excessive
very
and
big.
so
It is big, yeah.
blockbuster-esque, is because I don't think he's trying to be this I don't know, he's not trying to be this director who has his style. He's now just trying to make a big film which is very successful.
But this is the point I wanted to get to is that slowly, the whole Edgar Wright style is non-existent anymore.
Yeah.
It's like back in the day, that you used to be able just to watch 2 frames of an Edgar Wright film
And be
and know
like,
that it was an
"This is
Edgar
film."
Wright film. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
And I like that now, where it's like Last Dance in Soho or Last Night in Soho. Sorry, it didn't like visually, thematically, it didn't feel like an Edgar Wright film, and I love that movie.
What do you like about it?
I love that movie. I thought it was an intriguing mystery. I thought visually it was really interesting. I thought I liked the dynamics of being back in the present day, back to the past when it comes to being in London. The new perspective, especially coming from, bro, we're both university students that grew up outside of London and moved
Facts.
into London, had
Facts.
to relate and assimilate to the whole London bustle. You didn't
You know
relate
what it
to
is?
that?
I can't. I just
Doing a creative course, she was doing fashion design, we were doing film. Like, you had no relating to
I
it.
think you can't. This is me personally. I don't think you can fantasize London if you don't include some
Right, you
element
fell over.
about about the rich. I feel like this whole
And
like
it was.
no
it
no, but
did.
like it's too more like London is New York. No, it's not. It's so depressing. Like it's not this fancy.
I
Colored
think I got that. I think I
lights.
got that though. I think I got that
dancing,
from the
nah.
from the film.
Nah, I feel like the UK works when you make it like apocalyptic. Like that's when like a 28 days later. That's when the UK works. Like, okay, we're using the farmland, we're using all this beautiful land, and we're making it so vast and horrifying. And that's why Shaun of the Dead works, because that's what the UK is. The UK is not like this fantasy la la land.
But it can
space.
be depending on what lifestyle you're
I don't think
living,
it can
bro.
be.
I'm
It
saying
can
if you're
be.
asking, I'm sorry, yeah.
Go
If
on.
you're asking some Lebanese high flying dude, lives in Mayfair. He will tell you London is very
But
New
that's what I'm
York.
saying. That's the
My man
rich.
just elbowed Luke Skywalker in the face.
My fault, Luke.
It's
But
alright.
but that's what I'm saying. It's the rich. Is that Luke?
Yeah.
It looks like Obi-Wan.
Nah, it's older
Oh, I can
Luke.
see the hand.
You see the
Yeah, I can
hand?
see the
Come
hand.
on now.
Sorry.
Come on now.
I think you can when you go to the rich. Like, forgive me. I don't think it's a better. No, I do. Saltburn. Okay. Wait. Let me land.
Okay, go on then.
Saltburn works as a theme because it's in the UK and the way it shows the rich is with a Bruce Wayne manor house with drapes and all these.
Yeah,
like,
the complete extreme.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I just can't.
But that's not London. That's not London.
But to me,
that's
that's the UK. Like, that's the UK to me. Like, that's the.
But the UK is so much more than just one vision, one perspective.
No, but okay. Have you seen Straw Dogs?
No.
Peck and Okay, Straw Dogs is the same thing where it's set in the.
But it's
if you
like
haven't seen it, I
saying,
can't
it's
get
like
the point
saying, but it's like saying, a Guy Ritchie depiction of the UK is incorrect, and the Saltburn depiction of the UK is incorrect. They're all different depictions, but they're all accurate. They're all telling and living in its own truth.
To me, it's like trying to depict New York as LA. You can't do that. Like, you have to. It doesn't work. Taxi Driver is not Boulevard Angels. You can't.
Yeah, okay. So back to Edgar Wright. Why is this your gripe with Edgar Wright?
Oh no, that was just for the
For Last Night in Soho.
Last Night in Soho. But in general, I just don't think his films are. I have to have so much respect for him because obviously he's very important, especially for the UK.
And
very
he's
important.
he's a writer director.
Exactly. So there is respect from there. I just think
I'm glad. Oh, Edgar Wright's so gassed. He woke up today. He's like, "Yo, Hans, respect me. I can raise my
no, but
family."
I just don't want to make it seem because obviously I'm very opinionated.
Yeah, of
So I
course.
just don't want to make it seem like I hate him. I do actually like him. It's just that if I'm supposed to share my opinion on him,
Of course, and that's why you're here,
after Scott Pilgrim, there has been nothing interesting that he's done.
bro.
which I
So
can
you don't
say is
even like The World's End?
It's not interesting. Like,
How is The
any
World's End
filmmaker,
not interesting?
any filmmaker can make that. Not any
I
filmmaker can make
completely
Scott
disagree.
Pilgrims.
I completely
Not any filmmaker can make the Cornetto's trilogy.
That's The World's End is Cornetto trilogy,
but
fool.
that's the worst one.
No, it is, bro. Okay, here's the thing. But saying it's the worst one from the Cornetto trilogy is not a disrespect. It's like saying, "Oh, it's an 8 out of 10."
Bro. Yeah, in my opinion,
And there are people who would say that The World's End is their favorite from the Cornetto trilogy.
and they're just delusional.
Nah, they just got a point of view.
They have their own point of view. I think he's just losing a bit of his style, which I don't necessarily like.
Okay,
I
so
think he's just-
that's your point of view on Edgar
Yeah.
Wright. What do you think about Glenn Powell in this role? What do you think about potentially Coleman Domingo in that role? I love Coleman Domingo. I think his choices he's making as well are so fucking smart. Excuse my language, but like the choices he makes, whether it's that series he did with Steve Carell and them man on Netflix, where he also made his directorial debut on that, or whether it's some of these Oscar films he's making and the script choices he's doing. But then I feel like a role like this in an Edgar Wright picture is so well suited to him that sort of flamboyant presenter. But I can imagine there's got more to it. Like, I don't think it's just like Hamish. Not Hamish, what's his name? The Hunger Games dude. Whoever Stanley Tucci's character was. But they're like loud dressed presenter. I think he could maybe potentially bring more to it. Josh Brolin is never bad in anything he does. I don't think I've seen a bad Josh Brolin performance. He's so good. I love Josh Brolin. I would wish he'd be our DCU Batman, but that's another discussion for another day. And I really like Glenn Powell. And on paper, I'm the person that would hate a Glenn Powell. Do you know what I mean? White boy actor being forced down our throats. But I think he's got it all. Like, he's very comedically inclined. His comedic timing is really, really great. In movies like Hitman, I feel like he carried that movie. He was great in that. The Netflix one.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad, but it was not a great film, but he was great in it.
Twisters.
Twisters was so fun.
That was actually a very good
Twisters was so fun, man. Twisters was so fun. And he was great in it. He was also great in that Sydney Sweeney rom-com. I forgot what the name of that. But he was he was very enjoyable. Like, I like seeing him in stuff. And I think, again, this is a great turn for him and a great turn for his career as well.
I think I'm warming up to him.
To Glenn.
Like,
Okay.
I'm not against him at all,
Yeah.
but I'm very much like, I'm warming up to him. I
Yeah.
think him and Pedro Pascal, it's very different.
Oh, completely. Let's not do
With
that.
Pedro, I feel like
Let's
he's
not do
just
that.
there.
Let's
and I'm
not
like,
do
okay,
that.
like, but with Glenn, I'm like, you know what? Even though he's getting pushed, I want to see what he does. I want
Okay.
to see how he
Okay.
grows, and he's been in the industry for a very long time. But for like the audience's eyes, it's like a fresh face in a sort of way.
Yeah, no, of course, in terms of the level he's
Yeah,
being
so
in.
it's
Like,
a fresh
he
face.
was in Dark Knight Rises for that little bit. Like, he's been around. It's just, this is his time.
Now
Like,
he's
he's
getting
now,
the
like,
spotlight.
flourishing
He's
where he's,
getting
like,
his
now the
time.
leading man.
So I'm here for it.
And you know what? He gives me, like, a throwback. He's a very much of a throwback in terms of, like, the stars of the 80s and the 90s. That's why I think this role is so perfect for
Yeah,
him.
he's part of the what's that guy's name? Austin Butler. Like he's a part of that. Like
Nah.
this is my theory. Like
He's not.
the
Austin
actors,
Butler
the
is-
superstar actors. We always say that. Oh, there's no superstar actors anymore. There's no stars. They're coming back. It's Austin Butler, Glenn Powell, Timothy Chalamet.
This is
They're
what
all
the industry
coming
does.
back
This is
and
what the
it's
industry
gone.
does and has been doing recently. They make us believe that they are coming back, that the movie star is coming
they
back.
are.
But is it though?
Yeah.
Is it just we're gonna give them their 10-year run? I think Timothy's different. Timothy is a level above all of them. But I think the whole Austin Butler, the Harry Dickinsons, all of that is let's give this new white boy a 5-year run, Jeremy Allen White, a new 5-year run, and then we can chop
what
and
they've done
change.
forever.
Nah, but we can chop and change because it costs the industry less to make. When there's a movie stars are expensive, bro.
Nah, but okay.
Movie stars are expensive. It makes more sense for studios to. This doesn't mean I agree with this. I think the world needs movie stars, but what I think is the studio's perspective on it is: listen, we can make a person's name a bit bigger and bigger and bigger, and we could capitalize on that. But at the end of the day, it makes more sense to just rely on studio IPs and rely on IPs and have these actors who. It doesn't matter who's playing Spider-Man. It doesn't matter who's playing whatever. It's the IP that's selling it. And I think that in the long term, because movie stars hold too much power as well.
No.
Yeah.
They do hold too much power, but I think the studio is finally doing something good for once. They realize that the IP is not selling it anymore, and the actors are the people who sell it, and that's what I agree with. They've now come to this whole big thing of okay, films like Dune and Oppenheimer worked. Not because of the IP or because of Oppenheimer, who he is, or because of who Dune is. It's because you're going to see Dune and you're going to see Zendaya, Timothy Chalamet, Florence Pugh. You're going to see all these people. You go to Oppenheimer, you're going to see a long list of actors.
Oppenheimer worked because of Nolan.
I don't think it's just Nolan. I don't think Nolan can sell the same
I think
amount
he
with
can.
doing no.
I think the cast helped. I think
But
the cast helped.
there's a reason
the cast
why.
helped. Yeah.
There's a reason why Nolan is going the
We'll
route
go into the Nolan stuff a bit more
Okay.
with the Odyssey, but I get you, and I get what you're saying. I think the main thing, my main success behind it was the Nolan name, though.
Nah, I don't know how you could say that.
I think
I
the
don't
main
think that's
thing was
been
the
a
Nolan
thing
name.
for a very long time. I think directors now have to kind of involve themselves with these big cast celebrities to even make a name for themselves. Look at Tarantino. Like, yes, we have this idea that if a Tarantino makes a film, we'll all go and see it. But it's also because we want to see who's in this film. We want to see people do his dialogue. We want to see Samuel Jackson.
That's what we want to see. People do his dialogue. We want to see who.
We want to see Leo. We want to see Leo
who
and Brad
he
Pitt in the
reinvents.
same film. We want to see Margot Robbie.
No,
We're not
I
just here
agree.
for Tarantino.
I agree, but if it means a lot less with it when it's not Tarantino.
I don't think so though.
Yeah.
Like,
100%, mate. 100%. What happened to Great Gatsby then?
what do you mean what happened to Great Gatsby?
Bro, if Great Gatsby was not the success it should have been.
But how is it not the success?
It's Great Gatsby. It was Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire, and that movie should have made a lot more money than it ended up making.
But I think it did. Like it made. I don't think it's a necessarily like a
How much of Great Gatsby? Let's see how much Great Gatsby
let's see
made.
it. Because I don't think it's a bad. I don't know. Let me.
And it's also not great. Great Gatsby is not that great. Great Gatsby is not that great. But let's
they
like
tried
okay.
something new.
But no. Okay, I'm with you for a certain. I'm with you in terms of like, Glenn Powell is of kin of those 80s guys, where I can see the guy doing pure action films. I can see the guy doing the comedy. I can see him doing more of the dramatic turns. Like, I see him eventually being able to open movies by himself, which is so rare. Like, that used to be only say like left for like a Will Smith and a oh my god. Speaking of Will Smith, right? Have you seen the new freestyle he dropped? The freestyle on the song and all of that stuff.
He's enjoying his life, man.
No, he's not.
He's
He's
enjoying it.
clamoring for any type of like redeeming, trying to just revive whatever like thoughts we had about him. I'm like, big man, just make Bad Boys and try and learn how to say yes to better films.
I mean, I think his time is.
It's done. Oh, it's been done, bro.
I think he should just gracefully
He's
bow out.
bro.
And
When he talks about like the stuff he's passed on, it can't. It's like he comes across like he's trying to say like, oh, look what I passed on, like as like these like fun anecdotes. But the more films he tells people that he's passed on,
gets worse,
the
like-
dumber he looks, bro. The dumber he looks. I'm like, okay, fair enough. The Matrix, fair enough. You passed on that. The Wachowskis weren't a big name at that point. It's a hard film to pitch. Fairs. Django.
No, but to be honest, I don't think the Django one's as crazy.
Yeah,
like,
because it's a very
if
far
you
from
hear
Will Smith.
that Tarantino is doing a film about slavery,
It's It's
the very
for
first
the
thing in your
brand
mind
he's
is like,
built.
what?
Yeah, for the brand he's built again. But that's a chance where if he did a Django, his career would not be happening the way it's happening now.
Oh, it would be different.
It would be so much different. Inception, bruv.
But then,
You know he passed on Inception.
but then, to be fair, though, Will Smith,
Go on.
him passing on these things doesn't really change him because
It does.
He already has his pursuit of happiness. He already has his. He's already a legend. He
Exactly.
doesn't
No,
need to
exactly. No,
do these
he's a
things.
legend 100%. But there's a reason why it's run dry. If he was able to
It's
switch
not
it
run-
up, it has run dry.
In my opinion, he's just self-destructive. It's not actually run dry because of what he's.
And
like,
those
his
decisions
films.
stem from his
It's literally
self-destructiveness.
just what he's done. Like the what's his name, slap,
Chris Rock.
the Chris Rock slap, things like that. His marriage and whatnot. Like those are things which has made him seem low. It's not actually the films that he's done.
But I
or his
also think
performances.
it is I also think it's like a collection of bad decisions where he's, instead of choosing potentially working with great actors and great directors and great scripts, he chooses how this looks for his brand. I feel like that is a reoccurring trope.
But
with
that's
this dude.
every black star though. Like, that's I don't think that's
Ooh,
a bad
I don't know if
thing.
we're going in this. I don't think that's every black star. I think first of all, saying every black star is hard because no black actor has ever been as big of a star as Will Smith. Maybe Eddie Murphy.
That's what. Like,
Maybe Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
But he had that same problem.
No, but Eddie Murphy. Okay, but like, okay.
We need to wrap this convo up and move on. But yes,
these are not actors who are like Daniel Day-Lewis type actors. Okay,
I agree.
These are actors who are stars.
They're
okay?
movie stars. It's
So
different.
then I don't fault him for not doing these roles where it doesn't benefit him more. Like it wouldn't make sense. We'd be like, oh, he's out of place. Oh, like da da da. These are not films for him. The films that he's chosen are for him.
Okay, would
He
you
put
say
his son
Tom
on the
Cruise
map.
is a movie star?
Tom Cruise is both. He's a very,
But Will
very
Smith
talented,
is also a very, very, very talented actor.
and that's why we have Pursuit of Happiness.
Okay, but we could have had so much more. His career could have looked way different. It
You
could have been
say
a lot.
the same for Tom Cruise if you wanted to.
No,
but like,
I-
it doesn't matter because they're still where they are anyway. They're still stars. So what
No,
does it
are they
matter?
stars though? If Will Smith was coming out with a movie that's not Bad Boys, it would not hit the same way it would.
Because he's old.
Anyways, okay, we're done talking
If
about the
Tom
Will Smith
Cruise
stuff.
came out with a film just by himself.
If we wrap
it's
it,
not-
how do we? This is a classic Happy Doomsday. We start talking about the Edgar Wright trailer. Now we're talking about Will Smith. But if we were to wrap up this Edgar Wright topic really quick, what are your give me one sentence of your feelings going into Running Man, and if the trailer has changed your thoughts at all?
I'm interested
Okay.
to see. I'm not that interested actually. I feel like I am, but I'm not because I feel like I've seen it.
Okay.
So.
And-
yeah.
Which is surprising because you're such an 80s guy. Like, you love the 80s.
Yeah, but I don't like remakes of the 80s.
I know, but it's not like it's a remake of an 80s classic. I love
No,
I
but-
love remakes where you're remaking a movie where it's like you might not have
Okay,
heard
but
of.
like these are like
but
80s cult classics. So like, to be honest, every film nowadays is probably a remake from the 80s some way somehow.
Every movie is a remake of another movie, but you know what I mean, yeah.
So it's just like I'm excited, but I'm also not. But it's like it's Edgar Wright, so for the sake of it being Edgar Wright, me as a filmmaker, I'll go and see it. But as a film lover, I'm just.
And has the trailer changed your...
The trailer told me the story.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so just to wrap it up again, is I love Edgar Wright. There's an Edgar Wright film I dislike. I was gonna see this regardless. I thought the trailer was a really good trailer. I just think it gave us too much too soon. I think we could have done with it just an Odyssey style, 10, 30 seconds, letting us quick action shots, letting us know Edgar Wright's got a film coming up, and that's it.
Again, he's trying to do the blockbuster route, so I do
Yeah.
get it.
Fairs. Okay, so we're moving on. We are moving on to Fast 11.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Oh gosh, indeed. Oh gosh, indeed. Indeed. Okay, guys. So, Johans,
Yo.
people at home, we are receiving Fast 11. Okay. It's meant to be the last of the franchise.
It's not the last.
It's not the last, but it's meant to be. And let's take it on face value for now. So Vin
surprised
Diesel
they
came
haven't
out
done
on
spin-offs.
stage somewhere. I don't know where the hell the nigga be. Whoops. I'm trying to keep it with the cussing. I don't know where the dude be like making these announcements, but he was on stage somewhere. I'm guessing somewhere in Miami, drinking, having a good time.
He does.
But he comes out and he says Fast 11 is going back to its roots. It's being a street racing film in LA, and that Paul Walker will be returning. All right. So let me open this one up, okay? I think the Paul Walker return is cheap.
Isn't he dead?
Yeah, I know, but I don't know how they plan on doing it. I don't know how they plan on doing it. Maybe they use the brother and do the Irishman thing of like, because you know how they did it with Fast. What was it, 6
No.
or 7?
That was
His last one.
But they recorded that though, didn't they? Like,
Yeah, they recorded that, but no, it was his brother, and they just used his face.
really?
Yeah, the one with the when
When
he's
I see
yeah, only that last scene though.
Oh, okay, but that's a send off. That makes sense.
Yeah, it was, and that made sense, and it was perfect. Using the brother, James Wan, incredible filmmaker, did it so well. Okay, I think not only does bringing him back for this cheapens that moment.
It's just let the man rest.
Let the man rest, bruv. Let artists rest. When an artist dies, there's a reason why the universe has told us that this is their end. Okay, their output has done, and we should not be trying to capitalize off someone's memory and face. Whether or not people think that he might have wanted this, he might have wanted the Brian character to.
Well, we can't ask him.
We
so
can't ask him. Do you know what I mean?
we
And at
can't
the end of the
theorize.
day, the people it's benefiting the most are these corporate overlords who could give a crap about what creative stance Paul Walker might have had on this, what it might do for the Fast and Furious franchise. They don't care. Ultimately, it's about dollars and cents. So in that regards, I think it's really cheap. I think it's really cheap. I think it cheapens that moment. But, and I also think bringing it back to LA, making it another street racing film, I think is smart. And I think that should be enough. I honestly think that should be enough for Fast 11. I don't think you need to bring Paul Walker back. I think the fact that if you make it, because I'll be honest, I have tapped out of Fast and Furious movies a long time ago.
Oh, same.
As soon as that Charlize Theron one, with the mind control and all that stuff,
I didn't even get there.
I tapped out, bro. I tapped out. Did you not even get there?
I didn't get there.
And it's annoying, yeah, because they were such fun movies, bro. I love Fast 5.
To be honest, I was never really a big fan of the Fast and Furious franchises, but I think I'm just not a big fan of car.
I'm not a car guy either, but I just love those movies. I think they're fun. I also think like Fast 5 was a really, really fun movie. Really, really fun movie. Fast 6 was also pretty good as well.
Tokyo.
Tokyo Drift.
But that's only because Pharrell produced.
But I think
sounds
Tokyo Drift is it's a cult classic as well. It's very culturally significant. Yeah. So I think Fast 11 makes sense, and bringing it back to that makes complete sense. I just don't think you need the Paul Walker thing.
I think it's inhumane. It's
I agree.
Weird. It's like you're watching somebody who's dead, but they're not.
You're
dead.
benefiting off.
It's like making Goodwill Hunting and Robin Williams is back. Like, what the heck? No. Try to do something different.
Robin, he like ascends from the sky.
It just doesn't make sense. Like it's low-key horrible. It's
so messed up. I don't get it at all. I
guess
think it's a waste.
If the family are even then it's not Paul. Like
it's not even if it's his brother.
Yeah,
and
even
they
if the
want
family are like,
this to
oh yeah,
happen.
we want this to happen. Like, okay, that's cool, but you're not.
And I know right now we're gonna
him,
get comments on socials by people saying, "Well, if the brothers are okay with it, then why the hell do you care?"
Because
it's about integrity. It's about artistic integrity, bro. If someone has passed, that's it. That's their story done, bro. Why do we have to just benefit off of? I don't get it, man. And it was the perfect send off. It was the perfect send off. It was a perfect send off.
It was popular, bro. This he broke the internet for God knows how long. The "See You Again" whole thing, like,
Oh yeah, that was so huge. So
just
like,
leave it at that.
and leave it at that. Leave it at that. And like, let's be honest. I feel like Fast 11. I feel like the Fast and Furious franchise in general has been trying to chase, because I feel like it hit 1 billion twice. I think 5 hit 1 billion, and I want to say either 4 or 6 hit 1 billion as well. So I feel like it's that strive of trying to chase, but you have to understand the circumstances that made that film hit 1 billion.
I'm surprised they haven't done the Netflix route and made some type of series or something. That's
Oh,
what I'm very
mate,
surprised
I'm
about.
I'm hoping they don't do that, bro. I hope they don't. You want a Dominic Toretto spin-off series?
Hey, listen.
Would you watch a Fast and Furious spin-off series?
There are people out there who would watch it. I know.
They are,
people
yeah, there are.
who
But there are also
literally
people who
can't
watch
wait
like,
for Fast and Furious.
bro, there are people who watch Power Book 27. Does
Yeah,
that
it's
mean
true.
like we should listen to them and their opinion? No, by all means, enjoy what you love, and you should not feel bad about loving anything, okay? But like, there is already too much on streaming services in the first place. All right, we're really gonna fill it up with Vin Diesel grunting for 8 hours.
Hey, some
Fast and
people
Furious
want
feels
that.
like the perfect like 2 hour experience. You go, you watch this. It's like cars flying into other cars, or if it's just a street car racing thing, it's that, and then you move away. If you're gonna go into the whole LA underground street racing thing, maybe, but even then, I'm just like, why?
I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think the right people are gonna be behind.
Oh, no,
Fast and
definitely
Furious to
not.
make it good.
Definitely
Even
not.
though they're saying the whole underground, I still don't like. There's nothing in me that's gonna be like, yes, they're going back to the roots. Like, bro, it's a modern film. We're in like this weird.
I feel like depending on, I don't know if they've got a director attached, but I feel like that might change my tune.
No.
If they bring back a James Wan, I'd be
No.
down for that. Actually, I don't know, because James Wan was doing the bigger ones, but I would still be, if you get me someone interesting to direct, I could definitely be up for it. I could definitely be up for it. And I mean, I'm gonna see it regardless, just because I enjoy the streetcar like racing element, and it's the closing one. I'd imagine I wouldn't be too lost. But what's going on here? No, I'd imagine I'd be okay, like, because I haven't seen the last few. But yeah, are you planning on seeing Fast 11 at all?
Probably no.
Okay, so we're moving on swiftly.
no.
Moving on swiftly. All right, this is the big topic of the day. Okay, big topic of the day.
Let's go.
So obviously, you know, Amazon have acquired the rights
To James Bond.
to James Bond through their
Yeah.
purchase of MGM. Okay, and first of all, let's talk about the news that we've got a director attached.
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve. Okay, the one and only.
I know Christopher Nolan is so upset,
Do you think so,
bro. If,
I don't think he wanted
no,
it.
listen.
Okay.
He may not understand, but the best James Bond film would come from Christopher Nolan. Like,
I agree.
and maybe Nolan's trying to be all niche about it, like, oh, I loved it as a kid, but I don't want to do it anymore.
He would want
If
to
he
do one.
was to do it, oh my days, it
He
would
would
be
maybe.
the
I think
best
he'd want to do one,
Bond
but it
film
depends on
ever.
what they're doing. So you know what this. First of all, I love the
Skyfall
pick.
is basically a Nolan directed, like, bro.
I love the pick. What do you think of the pick? I love the pick. I love Denis Villeneuve doing it.
I don't know. Like, it's very
There's,
for me.
there's a few reasons why I love it. It's, first of all, if you're getting a guy like Denis could do anything right now. He's one of those directors right now where he could literally make anything happen. If he wanted to, he'd be allowed to do it.
But
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't.
But the fact that he's doing a Bond, it gives me like the feeling of, oh, he really wants to do this. Like, this is something he really needs to do. And that's the similar thing he had with Dune. So that's one. Secondly, he's the filmmaker that, bro, he gave us Sicario and Prisoners. Bro, screw
they're still
Dune. Screw Dune.
They're not Bond like.
I
To
don't
be honest,
care, though. I don't care, bro. If you're getting the guy who made Sicario, you're getting the guy who made Prisoners to do a Bond film, yes, please.
I don't know.
I don't care if he's not done a spy movie. He's done a movie where it's like, or I'm intrigued, where he's made the character significant.
I do care because I've seen Nolan do Tenet, and I've seen it, and I've seen the possibilities that his brain can come up with for the next James Bond film. I have not seen what Denis could possibly do. You could say that Blade Runner is
But
the
you don't
closest
need.
thing.
I'm sorry, that's mad. You don't need him to do a spy film to feel like he'd do a great job at Bond.
Okay, listen. When there's a prize pool of directors that could possibly do James Bond,
Yeah.
again, I love Denis Villeneuve's films. I love them. Okay, I love them to bits, except for the Dune.
Tell
But
your
I love them to
opinions,
bits,
like, yeah.
okay? But there is nobody on this planet. You can't convince me. There is nobody who is gonna pick out Denise out of every single director for James Bond. You're not doing it. Why? Because there's
Oh,
nothing
mate. Oh,
about him.
100%. 100% he would be.
Exactly.
100% he would be. I would pick him out.
What?
100%. I'm
Okay,
not
now
saying
we're
I would.
lying. Now we're
Wait,
lying. No.
No, let
This
me
is
land.
disingenuous.
Let me
Like,
land.
come
Let
on,
me
bro.
land. Let me land.
Bruh.
Let me land. I'm not saying he would be someone I would want over Nolan. That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
If
that's
you
not
had
what I'm saying. If I had one pick, it would be Nolan.
there was a bowl and it had all the directors of our age right now, the modern age right now, all the
Our
directors.
age?
You were not, you know what I mean, like the
Yeah,
modern era.
our generation. Yeah.
You are not choosing Denis.
No,
You're
if
not.
I had one pick, it would be Nolan. I'm
Thank
not
you.
saying that. But what I am saying is they are getting a world-class filmmaker to make this.
Which
okay?
is true, but I just don't think he should.
And I cannot... bro, I'm sorry, yeah, that's very spoiled of you. That's very spoiled of you. We
you
are
know what it is?
getting... Listen, bro, listen.
It's culture. I've got it. It's culture. There was an interviewer who asked Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
know.
"Oh, why was it a black director?" And he was like, "Because it's not even about the race; it's just the culture. Because he did it. He knows this."
100%. Nolan would make it...
It's like
he's very
it's like,
London, very England.
I don't want Denis to do. I would rather. Oh, Denis gonna do a western. He's gonna bring westerns back. For some reason, that makes more sense to me than him doing a James
But
Bond
I
film.
think...
It
Listen,
makes no
alright. So, but
sense.
here's the thing. He's doing
It's
it.
upsetting.
He's doing it. And...
It's gonna be
not
good,
like
of course.
it's gonna be incredible.
'Cause
That's one thing. He's incredible. He's incredible.
It's gonna be good.
It's obviously listen. Nolan would have been our first choice. It's not happening. We need to suck it up. But it's not like we're getting some scrub. This is Denis Villeneuve, bro. Denis Villeneuve making a James Bond movie,
It's
bro.
the soul, bro.
It could have easily have been the guy who did Casino Royale. I forgot his name. The guy who did Casino. They could have easily given it to the guy who was like, "Yo, he steadied the ship the first time. Let's give it to him."
No, but James Bond is not about. It's actually not about being a good film. Like that's not James Bond. I can't lie. I never go to the cinemas to watch James Bond because I want to see a good film. I want to see it because it's James Bond. I want to see who Bond is. I want to see the
but
car
that's
he drives.
changed. That's
I want to see
changed.
the.
That's
No,
changed.
how's it changed?
That's changed.
It's never changed.
Because Craig's films has reinvented
No,
what Bond
no,
means.
no.
Yes.
Even
yes.
before Daniel Craig, Doctor Knows, bro, before then, you went to go see James Bond, not because
For
you're
a
expecting
Bond.
a good film,
For
you just
Bond.
want to see Bond.
100%.
And it's the same thing. Yes, then he can make an incredible film. I've seen Prisoners. It's literally 10/10. I know he can make an incredible film.
Enemy.
But
Oh
that
my
is
god,
not
how good
why-
is Enemy, bro?
Enemy's alright, but it's not bio. No, it is alright.
Okay, it's fine.
alright. But it's not like, again, James Bond doesn't have to be an incredible film. It has to be a film where it's like, it's culturally significant. I don't think Denis can make a culturally significant James Bond. He is going to make an incredible James Bond film, yes, but is it going to be culturally significant? I don't think so. It's like how people say that, yes, The Dark Knight is good, but The Batman is a Batman film. The Dark Knight, to some people, is an incredible cinematic film, but is it really a Batman film? No.
I see the point.
It's the same thing.
I see the point.
We're
No,
going
I
to
see
get a
the
good film,
point.
but
I
we're
see
not
the
going to get
point.
a James Bond film. And that's what's
I
gonna happen.
disagree. I feel like he'd be able to pull off that James Bond feeling. I still think he'd be able to do that because I feel like he is such a fan.
Look at Blade Runner. I'm sorry, is Blade Runner a Blade Runner film?
No,
Exactly.
it's a Denis Villeneuve.
It's a Denis Villeneuve.
It's a Denis Villeneuve. I'll give you that. Okay, I'll give you that. It's a Denis Villeneuve film. But I honestly feel like I'm intrigued. And also, here's the thing, bro. I wouldn't be mad at getting. Listen, again, we need to stop talking about Nolan. But obviously, our idea would have been Nolan doing a classic Aston Martin, Tom Hardy.
I'd have
Bond
Edgar
film.
Wright doing a James
So
Bond
he was
film.
on the shortlist as well.
I'd have him over Denis.
But Denis, bro, like
Denis.
it's again, it's the fact that he was so into the idea of doing a Bond makes me. You know who I also would have loved, but you would hate this pick. Alfonso Cuarón.
What?
Oh mate.
What film did you see that made you say
Any Alfonso Cuarón
Wait,
film.
what?
Any
What,
Alfonso
Children of
Cuarón,
Men?
bro.
And you're like, oh, that could be a great James Bond
Yes,
story.
bro. Yes. The nigga can do. I need to stop swearing, bro.
The man.
Listen, we're trying to be a lot more child friendly here on Happy Doomsday. Okay, all right. I've got my time to swear. Okay, this is not it. So please bear with me. I'm trying my best.
He's
all right?
learning.
I'm trying my best. Your hands just came from church. All right. I'm not trying to mess up his blessings today.
We're
Okay.
covered right now.
I'm trying. I'm just ruining all the good deeds you got going to church. You're gonna get wiped away. But nah,
Faith.
I just think Alfonso Cuarón is one of the best filmmakers around today. But that's
Oh, yeah.
neither here or there.
Okay, but then again, I'd
That's
have
why
the exact same argument then.
that's why-
Again, he's not a bad film. He's an incredible
Yeah,
filmmaker.
but that's
it's just
what
one film.
But to that argument of I don't need to. Okay, like I will kind of know what a Nolan Bond might look like.
No, you don't.
I kind of do.
No. So you do, and that's why it's
No,
great.
but that's why I wanted it. That's why I wanted it because I knew what it was kind of look like, and that's what I wanted. But again, we need to move past this, and because it's not gonna, it's not what we're getting.
My heart is kind of broken. Like,
And
we're actually never gonna get.
how
a Nolan
mad is
film.
this? Your
That's
heart is
crazy.
broken that
We're
Denis
never gonna
Villeneuve,
get a Nolan.
bro. But you
Bond.
never know if it was Nolan. It could have been any other Donnie.
Yeah,
and
but
we
then
don't know who it could have been.
But okay, even your over Alfonso Cuarón, bro, he made Mother 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the James Bond?
Bro, there's no, but I don't need it to be. I don't need him to make, like Man from Uncle's to be like, oh yeah, okay. So would you watch a guy? Would you want a Guy Ritchie Bond?
That makes sense.
Nah,
That-
I'm okay.
That literally makes sense.
I don't know, but that's too
may not
in the
make-
nose.
he may
That's
not-
too on the
he-
nose.
he may
that's
not
way
make-
too on the nose.
He may not make a better film than Denis. He may not be a better film
It would
than
be
Alfonso,
such a Cockney Bond,
but
bruv.
it would be a British
Charlie Hunnam as Bond.
Bond.
That's what we want. That's what we want out
It'd be
here.
a British Bond.
Charlie-
And it'd have all the cultural hits, and it would make sense.
It would have the culture hits, but I think Denis is smart enough and a big enough fan of Bond to be able to incorporate that. Okay, we move past this, okay? But I have another thing.
Go on.
Does Amazon hiring Denis show us that like they're kind of leaning into maybe the one-offs?
What do you mean by that?
Because I don't see Denis Villeneuve signing on to do a trilogy.
Oh no, I do. After Dune, 100%.
Really? You think
Yeah,
he would
100%.
You think he'd want to do another trilogy?
I didn't
after
think
Dune?
he'd do a franchise film until Blade Runner. I was like, oh, he's that.
Blade
he's that
Runner is not a
director.
franchise film, bro.
No, but it's turning into a franchise.
It's an IP.
literally-
Yeah, it's an IP. I'll give you, but it's not a franchise film.
No,
bro.
but that when he did.
Both films flopped.
Okay, but when he did Blade Runner, that is when I realized the type of director he is. It's like when Nolan did the Batman trilogy. That's when I kind of realized, oh, this is the type of filmmaker he is. Like, they will go and
Their hands on
take
an
over a
existing
franchise
IP.
and
It's an
make it their own and show everybody that they can be Spielberg one day, and they can be Kubrick in the next type of thing. They can make that artsy film, and they can make the film that everybody loves.
Okay.
So I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he does make a.
I'd be surprised if he
Trilogy
makes
of it.
more than one. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about the three names? Have you heard the three names circling about?
For who's going to be Bond?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so obviously the rumors are that they want him to be a little younger.
Okay.
They want to start him off like mid-20s potentially.
See, this is just making it worse. Like,
I
yes,
agree.
Nolan
No,
would have
I
actually
agree.
probably said.
I agree. But here's the thing. I feel like I honestly don't even think this would have been Denis' choice. I honestly think this is Amazon being like, big man, we want the Harry Potter thing. Like, we want to see him grow. I've 100% believe this. I 100% think it's definitely a business decision of we want it to be a long-term thing. We want this dude to be Bond for the next 10, 15 years. Okay?
At this
So-
point, make Tom Holland Bond, bro.
Bro, you know what's crazy?
Is
The
he one of
three
the things?
names, Tom Holland. And this isn't just like some ragtag, like, bro, this is being reported on Hollywood Reporter and Variety.
Okay.
Tom Holland,
Mhm.
Harrison Dickinson,
Mhm.
Jacob Elordi.
You know what?
Don't you dare.
Jacob
Don't you dare.
Elordi
Don't you dare. Oh my
would
God, bro.
Be one of the best Bonds ever. You know why? Because he's so handsome in a cheeky way. He's handsome in a Bond way. He's not the Timothy Chalamet
Take him
type
out
of
for
handsome.
Nando's, bruv. Don't let him come on my...
He's not the Timothy Chalamet type of handsome. He's the handsome. He's the Brad Pitt type of handsome. The
Yeah.
handsome where like he could low-key beat you up type of handsome.
No, Jacob
And
Elordi
it
messed
makes
me up.
sense. That's crazy. And he has
First
the
of all-
built for it.
first of
Whoa,
all-
that's a crazy. That's a good pick.
First, I did not expect you to like that pick.
I can't lie. I feel like you have to have a certain vision. You have to have a certain vision for that one.
Mate, first of all, I'm not okay with an
That-
Australian being
that is a
James. I'm not
Casino
okay with
Royale.
an Australian being James
But
Bond.
that's a Casino Royale Bond right there.
No,
Jacob
it's
Lo- is it-
not. No, it is not, bruv. It is not.
I don't know why I looked there.
He is such a Roger Moore Bond, bro.
Listen, whoever's watching, I know you understand what I'm saying.
No,
He is
you
the
don't.
most
They
Casino
disagree with you.
Royale Bond ever. He's so... I can see him at the table already. I can see him ironing... I can see it.
And this is nothing against Jacob Elordi. I think he's very talented.
Oh, so talented.
I think he's very talented, and I like him. I don't know if I want an Australian Bond, and that's not even
Nah,
against
it doesn't
him because
matter,
his
bro.
accent work is pretty good. Like, he was okay in
Bro,
Saltburn.
there
His
was
accent was decent at
It
Saltburn.
doesn't matter about him being Australian. There was a James Bond that was set in Africa at one point. Like, bro, it doesn't matter about who's Bond.
Yeah, it was set in Africa. It doesn't mean Forrest Whitaker
No,
played him.
sorry, I think it's Harlem or something. Set in Harlem. Sorry, I don't think
But
it was Africa.
like we had the Scottish dude play James Bond once. That
Yeah.
was enough.
Nah, Jacob,
Okay, what about the other two
that'd be
names?
crazy. Tom Holland.
No. From now, yeah. If Tom Holland ends up being James Bond, I will, for real, have to track this nigga down. Track this dude down and have some words, because you can't be Spider-Man and James Bond.
But you know what it is?
You can't. You can't be Spider-Man and James Bond.
You know what I rate about Tom Holland though?
What is that?
He's so passionate. And I can
No,
tell
I
that
love
he
the guy,
actually
that's the thing. I
no,
do.
but no, not just passionate and like, but I can tell that he actually like, he's actually a great actor. Like I can tell he is genuinely a great actor. It's just that he happened to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So now we're
associating with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But
He's a trained actor, Billy Elliot, like all of that stuff. We get it.
So I think he'd be great. I just think that he's not mean enough to be a James Bond.
He's
not
too cute,
mean.
bro.
He's
Too cute, bro.
He's Nathan Drake.
No, he's not. Don't even, bro.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Uncharted?
Yes.
He is not Nathan Drake, bro. He is not even Nathan Drake. I know he played Nathan Drake, but he's not Nathan.
There could be an argument. I'm
He's
not
Nathan
against
Drake.
it.
He's
I'm
not.
yeah.
He's not. And it sounds like I'm hating. I really enjoy Tom Holland as an actor. I really, really do. I just think he's not Bond, and I don't think you should be. I think Amazon would be missing a trick out if they put him as Bond.
I don't think he's Bond.
Because he'll always be Spider-Man above that, anyway.
I don't think he's Bond, and I don't think it's because of his acting. I just think, like you said, he's too.
He's
cute
too closely
sounds crazy.
associated with one thing, and he's too childish in the face.
Yeah.
I don't want James Bond in sixth form.
So this is why.
Do you know what I mean?
I know we're going to talk about it later, but so this is why I'm so intrigued about the Odyssey, because I have no idea if I can watch Tom Holland.
I'm
in
excited
a
for that.
serious
But that I'm
and
excited
if
for.
Nolan trusts him, I trust him.
You need to get off Nolan's booty, bro. Honestly,
bro.
You need to get off
And you know
his
the funny
booty.
thing is, I am so critical of Nolan. Like, if I was to actually like just talk about Nolan, you'd think I'd hate him. But it's just, I also respect him so much. I
Yeah,
don't know
of
why.
course.
But
I respect most filmmakers because it's a very hard thing to do to make.
not even that. Nolan's
Let
different.
alone
Nolan's
make a
different.
good film. Okay.
Nolan's managed to make a film about dreams be a blockbuster.
About dreams.
Nolan has managed to make films about magicians be amazing. He's managed to make a
Bro,
complicated...
so did Now You See Me. That doesn't mean like
No,
I know. I'm
no,
not saying
no,
Prestige and Now You See Me are on the same level. Don't worry.
He's managed to make
I'm
Kubrick...
don't make me hate. No, I hate on
He's
him.
managed
I
to
like
make
Nolan.
Kubrick-like films. Like Spielberg films. Like, how's that possible?
No, I respect anyone
Like, it's
that
crazy,
makes
it's
can
crazy.
make can do a
crazy.
blockbuster that's original as hell.
It's crazy. It's
Where
crazy.
you can just I agree. Where you can make really personal films and make them cinematic
insane.
like experiences, like must see cinematic experience. So and he saved the films. He saved movie theaters and cinemas.
Literally, when I see Nolan, whenever that is,
But we keep straying away.
you know,
from
I'm
the
literally
topic,
gonna like. I'll probably hug him. I think that might be one of the only people. Let me chill.
How did we go from?
Sorry,
How did we go from talking about Tom Holland as Bond to you wanting to hug Nolan?
I think
you
it's
wanting
just
to
I
press
genu-
your chest
I
up
think-
against his chest.
I genuinely respect him, and he obviously I'm young. He genuinely did open my eyes to cinema, so I think I'll never.
Yeah, and rightfully so, bro. No one's disrespecting him. But okay, back to
You
the
are
topic.
by saying
Okay.
he shouldn't be Bond, but go on.
I never said. I said he would be great. I said he'd be the one person I'd want to do Bond. But I'm just not this
I hear
butthurt
it,
baby that because I didn't get him as doing our Bond, that I'm gonna crap on Denis doing it.
Denis good, bro.
I'm okay with just because I don't get my way doesn't mean I'm like a hater.
Denis should do another.
Doesn't mean
Blade
I have
Runner.
to be a hater. Denis should we do another
He
one?
should do another Blade Runner.
No,
Yeah.
we've had enough.
I really like his sci-fi stuff. I like his sci-fi world building, so
But yet
I
you don't
wouldn't
like
mind that.
Dune.
I like Dune 1. That's literally the reason why I like Dune Part 1 is because it's quite literally
It's
just
very
world
world
building,
building. I love world building.
which is why I
as
like
well.
it so
I love world
much.
building as well. I do. I do.
Dune 2 is like, okay, the world's done. Let's have story time. I'm like, no, no, no. I want to see this world being built again. So,
So okay,
What's
and
next?
what about in terms of Harrison Dickinson?
is that the guy in 28 Years Later? Or am I tripping?
He's the guy in Triangle of Sadness.
Oh, I just watched that recently.
Yeah.
He could be a Bond, but I think it's too safe.
I just think
It's too safe.
they are such Instagram pics.
Nah.
All three of them.
No.
All three of them are
The
such.
Jacob one is a risk, which is
And
beautiful.
Jacob, no, bro. All three of them are a risk.
No.
All three of them, yes,
no.
all three of them are a risk, bro. You know who wouldn't be a risk? Someone like, I don't know. I feel like, listen, you're gonna cast Bond. Anybody's gonna be a risk because it's such an important character.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be that everyone's gonna have an opinion. Everyone's gonna say this one should have been this one. It shouldn't have been this one.
Facts.
But I think having those three young dudes is like it would. What's more of a risk, Harrison Dickinson or Tom Hardy?
But in my eyes, they're literally safe picks, both of them.
No, Tom Hardy is a safe pick. Harrison Dickinson is not a
No,
safe
Tom
pick.
Hardy is not as. I don't know, bro. Actually, I'm trying. I'm trying to get these thoughts out correctly. I don't know what it is.
I think Aaron Taylor Johnson is a safe pick.
Yeah,
And
that's
he'd be my
also a safe
pick.
pick.
He'd
That's
be
a safe
my
pick.
pick.
But like, don't you just think like any? There's like a certain look to Bond, which is just a safe pick. Which is why I'm saying, he's a safe pick. He's not like, oh, well, we're taking a risk on getting the guy from Triangle of Sadness. No, he's a good actor. He looks the part.
I just
It's a
think the
safe-
risk.
it's a
I
safe
think the
thing.
risk being.
Tom Holland is a risk. That's a risk.
I think all three of them being a risk is that they're young. They're super young,
No, but-
and they're super young in the face as well. Like especially
Jacob is not.
less so
grown
Jacob
face.
Elordi, but the other two.
That's a grown man right there.
Oh, chill, chill, bro. He's not coming by. All right, chill, bro.
Sorry.
Chill, Jake. It's like Jacob Elordi. We're gonna be talking about something else completely. I'll be like, Johan. We're like, nah, Jacob Elordi, bro. No, Jacob Elordi.
That's a grown
So
man.
would he be your like number one pick now that you've heard that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'd make the-
I would have think you would have just hated that
I would
pick.
make the coldest, like casino
Poster on your wall
of Jake-
before you go to bed,
Bruh.
looking at Jacob Elordi.
You can
James Bond.
literally see. Okay, close your eyes. Close your eyes. No, close your eyes. Wait, I promise.
Okay,
I promise
fine.
Imagine him in an Aston Martin right now, speeding down.
I
There's
know
a-
you've got to
there's
send me
a-
right now.
There's a model in the seat beside him.
Mm-hmm. What race is the model?
It's always ambiguous. Always.
Okay,
ambiguous.
always, yeah. Of course, it's Bond in it.
And then
She's
he
got
says,
the Halle Berry race. Okay,
Yeah.
Halle Berry race.
"What's your name?" And Jacob, while he one hand on the steering wheel, Aston Martin, Bond.
But you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is as well. The
What?
problem is these three guys are so famous.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
They're too famous, I think. Aaron Taylor Johnson is not as okay, maybe less so Harrison Dickinson, but like I don't want the guys to be equally as famous as James Bond.
But Daniel Craig, what was Daniel Craig in before?
Like Layer Cake, he was not a household name.
True.
He was, if you were same way like Aaron Taylor Johnson. If you're a film guy, you would know 100% who Aaron Taylor Johnson is.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. If you go to the general public, you
I
would
don't
have
think
to be
they'll-
like, yeah, you'd have to be like the dude from Kick-Ass, the dude from Nocturnal Animals. You'd have to like.
But I think Aaron Taylor Johnson is just too like, come on.
But Jacob Elordi is he's like a famous human. Like acting aside, he's just famous.
Yeah.
And I don't want that
Because
for
he
Bond.
looks like a Bond.
Regardless of if he
famous
looks like a
because of
Bond,
that
doesn't mean
reason.
he should be Bond. That doesn't mean he should
He
be
should,
Bond.
he should.
Just because he looks like him. Like for me, I always would have went with Henry Golding. That would have been my pick. But again, I understand the controversy behind that. What do you think? You don't like a Henry Golding as Bond shout?
You're just tripping, bro. Like,
Why am I tripping? You
you
just
don't like Jacob, bruh.
Nah, I'm not too fussed on Jacob Elordi, I'll be honest with you. Not too fussed on Jacob Elordi.
You haven't seen the vision yet. Don't worry.
Oh, my bad.
Don't
Okay,
worry, don't worry.
so moving on swiftly. So that's so you would be going excited for a Denis Villeneuve, Jacob Elordi, James Bond.
Yeah. Then I'd actually be like first. Like,
Oh, I love how Denis Villeneuve was a thing that was like no. Going into today, yeah, I did not think Denis Villeneuve would be the one that you'd be tripping over, and Jacob Elordi would be the easy sell. I thought it
No,
would
because
be
I think it would be something just worthy to watch. Like, it'd be like, rah, Jacob is gonna be Bond. Okay, he has like, I don't know.
It's a fitting name, yeah, because Doom is coming. Where is it? That way. Doom is coming, okay? The end of the world is coming. What do you guys call it in Christianity?
What, tribulation maybe?
Tribulation?
Yeah.
What is it? The apocalypse? Like the last final
Yeah,
days,
like
what do they call tribulation?
The tribulation, I guess.
Alright.
Would be
Well, a film nerd is out here saying they want Jacob Elordi to be James Bond.
yeah, facts.
Trials and tribulations are upon us. Okay?
I think again, there's this certain like a vision that comes with Jacob being Bond. Like, it's so, you know, the Bond you're gonna get, and it's really cool.
Here's the thing. I don't think he'd do a bad job as Bond. I just don't want Bond to be super Instagram famous.
It's gonna happen. Then
It just it takes me out. It takes me out because I'm like, I know this dude, bruv. I don't want that. I don't want that. Henry Dickinson, I could see being a good Bond. I could see him being suave. I could see him. He's a good actor.
Did you like Triangle of Sadness, by the way?
I really like that movie. Really like that movie.
I
And
think
he's great.
He got lost in the island a little.
And
bit.
he's great. And but again, he's one of those actors right now where he's about to be uber famous. He's on the cusp of being uber famous. Like, it's just a role or two away. And I already know that, like, he's being looked at for, like, Cyclops and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
That makes more sense to me than James Bond, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll be honest. So that's my thoughts of Harrison Dixon. So, like, if I had to rank these three in terms of who I'd want the most and who I'd want the least, I'd probably go Harrison Dixon first for, like, if I had to pick out of those three.
He'd be my second.
And then Jacob Elordi second.
That's my first.
Then Tom third.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want any three of them, I'd be honest. I just think all three of them look too young. I honestly, you could have a younger Bond.
Look young.
Bro, you could have an Aaron Taylor Johnson doing Bond for 10, 15 years.
I don't know. Aaron Taylor, for me, I don't know. I just can't see him as Bond. I think he's too...
Have you seen Bullet Train?
Yeah.
And you still can't see him as Bond?
No.
I think he's good
physique.
enough actor to do any type of Bond you want him to do.
I think it's his physique. I can't lie. I cannot see him being...
His physique? Yeah, you are sus today, bro.
Listen, you are a director. You know what I mean.
No, 100%. But that can change. That can change.
But you know what else I think it is? I think I just can't envision him with a girl. I don't know. Like,
what? Is that because of his old ass wife?
Oh, yes. I didn't know about that.
Bro, you don't know about his wife?
No.
So Aaron Taylor Johnson, remember the movie Old Boy, or is it Nowhere Boy or something like that, where he played, not Old Boy, obviously. Oh yeah, I'm tripping. Not Old Boy. Where he played John Lennon as a young man.
No.
Yeah, so he played John Lennon's young man. I think Thomas Brodie Sangster played either Paul McCartney or George Harrison, and it was directed by what's her name? Sarah Johnson, I want to say. Something Taylor. Sarah Johnson. Anyways, she was like middle-aged woman.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Taylor Johnson was like 17. She was his director.
Oh, I think I've heard about this.
And they ended up together, bro.
Yeah, I did hear about that actually.
It's wild, bro. And she's the person who directed Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse biopic. So like, if her position in hell wasn't booked already, her making that film has stamped it.
Oh God.
And my affinity. But
I
like,
know about that. I think just genuinely like his looks. I just can't see him with like a 5-star model.
Okay.
And
well,
he's
we need
bed,
to.
like, bro. Not to.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Somebody out there gets me.
And they'd also be wrong. But anyways, let us know, okay? If you're seeing this on TikTok or Instagram, or you're seeing this on YouTube, or you're listening to us on Spotify, let us know, bro. Let us know, who would you want as Bond? Do you think Johan is crazy? Do you think Johan is secretly in love with Jacob Elordi? No. Or outwardly in love with Jacob Elordi? Let us all know in the comments. Get involved, man. We're back. We're better than ever out here in your Happy Doomsday. We want us to build this community, okay? We're really excited to be able to talk about the things we love with you guys, okay? Speaking of the things we love, this is our final 2 topics of the day. We got to kind of run through them a bit quickly. Okay. Spider-Man 4 is going into production.
Yup.
We've just got confirmation that John Bernthal, Punisher. Will be coming back as the Punisher. Just quickly, what are your thoughts on going into Spider-Man 4? Daniel Destin Cretton is directing. Daniel Cretton, sorry, is directing.
I literally, my only thing about Spider-Man 4 is I just want to see if there's gonna be a Gwen Stacy.
I don't think there will be.
Only thing I care about. Like, I just want to know if there's a new love interest. If there isn't, I'm not with that bothered.
I think
I want to see if they have the balls to do it. I think
so.
that's what
Obviously,
I
you know
want.
Sadie, your girl Sadie Sink, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Stranger Things.
We're definitely gonna have a lot of Stranger Things content coming out. This is the number one Stranger Things fan. So we're
November time.
November
I promise
time,
you,
Happy
all
Doomsday
I'm
is-
going to reference is Stranger Things, Stranger Things, Stranger
we
Things,
will,
Stranger Things.
bro. We can do like a you can do an episode review on that if you want
Of just Stranger Things.
of just Stranger Things. We can do that, bro. But Sadie Sink has been confirmed to be joining the Spider-Man forecast. There are a couple rumors in terms of who she could play. Some people are saying that.
Cat. What's her name?
So
Black Cat.
Felicity
Yeah,
Cat.
yeah.
So Black Cat, which I would not be I would not be crazy about. I'll be honest, I don't see it. Maybe, but I don't see it. I think the rumor. I think what she's most
MJ.
likely gonna play is either another variant of MJ,
Which makes sense.
which I'd hate.
It makes sense though.
It makes sense, but I would hate. Or, which maybe makes more sense, is she'd be MJ and Peter's kid from the future.
How she?
How she what? How she have black? Have
She-
black? Listen, bro.
I mean,
race is a social construct, okay?
hey, yeah. You
It's
know
all
what?
a figment
I'm
of
wrong.
our imagination.
It's true. It's
A little bit of
imaginary.
toner on that ginger girl.
And
She'll be
yeah.
fine.
Honestly, though,
And honestly, I'm sorry, yeah. Zendaya is light enough to have a kid with Tom Holland look like Sadie Sink. Genetics are a
Okay,
funny
so
thing.
I think
Maybe we stray away from this topic a little bit.
I think just quickly, I think that I really all I want to see is if they have the balls to make him have a new love interest because
They have to.
I don't.
They
think
will. They
but
have to.
I fear that because of the whole Zendaya Tom Holland in real life,
Oh,
that they're not gonna
he's
have
gonna
that.
end up with Zendaya, like MJ. Oh, 100%.
But I don't
They're
want
gonna
that to
introduce
happen.
another one though.
I don't want that to happen though. I actually want him to find his MJ, who's ginger, and fits the kind of
Bro,
thing.
just give Zendaya a hair dye job,
And-
bro. She doesn't need to be like.
No, but and then Zendaya, remember, okay, this is why I'm actually so big on this, is because they made a big ball move in the last film by making Zendaya forget everything. Okay. Now, unless you just want to continue to do this thing where they continuously make these big spoiler, oh, someone died so big, oh, we brought them back. Unless you actually want to make the fans like
Yeah, they
take it
don't
seriously,
exactly. Yeah,
you would have to have a new love interest.
undo all of that work they did. I agree.
then there's no point.
But and I agree. I agree with you as well. I agree with you. Like, make that decision mean something. Make
Yeah,
it cemented. I don't. I also think it put them in the best position for a Spider-Man because
It makes so much sense.
made
The ending
so much- it was
literally makes him.
perfect. It was
He can be the
perfect.
neighborhood Spider-Man now.
Exactly.
He can still go.
he's
to
a loner again.
college
He's
or wherever
broke.
he's gonna go to.
He's by himself. It's
Yeah.
perfect. It set him up perfectly. I do think they're gonna undo some of it by having. I'm not saying both, but I think it's likely that either MJ or Ned will start recalling who he is. I
This
think
is so random, but you remember the girl in Spider-Man 2 or 1,
which
the
girl?
next door neighbor.
Yeah, the Russian one.
I always thought that that's who Toby should have fell in love with.
I agree. Oh my god, if we talk about how much we hate MJ Watson in the Raimi trilogy, I'll be here for till next week.
I don't know.
She was horrible, bruv. She was absolutely horrible. And then it's so annoying as well because we also get like Gwen Stacy. And...
Even Gwen was better.
No. Why are you saying even Gwen was better? Like Gwen and
To be-
Peter
anyone could've been-
weren't like the best relationship in a comic book film
Literally, yes.
ever.
I don't know.
Ever. They were incredible.
Everyone was better than MJ in that film.
Boy, you wanted those white kids to fall in love and really make it. That's why it
Yeah.
worked so well when she died. But moving on, but I do think they're gonna undo either one or the other, one or both, and because they're also I feel like they're gonna try and find a way to make Ned the Hobgoblin.
See, I like that, but then that means they're gonna include Zendaya somehow, and it's just like no.
No,
like,
they're
let
already
her-
confirmed to come back for the next one.
This is why I don't see. This is why I don't like Marvel. Because they can't
It's
like
such a
bro,
blanket statement,
I-
bro.
I-
Okay.
now Robert
also,
Downey
it's
Jr.
also
is back as
you man.
Bruh.
Okay, this is also a problem I have. Listen, I agree with you to a certain extent, yeah. But it's also these man coming into our thing, yeah, being like, oh, these people keep coming back. Brother, have you ever picked up a comic book in your life? Nobody stays
That's
dead.
that's a comic book.
Nobody stays dead.
That's
But
like saying, have you ever watched anime? People don't die in anime. There's always there. It's like, yeah, we get that, but this is a film. Like, this is the
I'm with you.
cinematic universe.
And yes, to a certain extent, I want people to stay dead when they die, to a certain extent. But if there's a cool story opportunity,
There's not a cool story opportunity.
it depends. Well, we'll still have to wait and
What
see.
is Zendaya gonna be? And I love Zendaya, but what is she gonna be?
I don't know. That's what they have to do. That's what they have to do. And I
It's literally gonna be Tom Holland is trying to convince
I
Zendaya
think
that
there
he
are
was the love of his life and that we actually did love each other, and she's gonna be mean old MJ. Oh, I don't know.
I prefer her than
and then maybe she's gonna fall in love with Ned. God knows what will happen. I'm all.
you
I'm
think
all down for
Zendaya's
that.
gonna end up with Ned?
So then it's a Spider-Man 2 situation where, there's got Green Goblin and
Bro,
Bruce.
could you imagine if Ned and Zendaya's kid gets like Spider-Man powers and he's half black, half Filipino? That would be the most
but
athletic.
why does-
That'd be the most athletic Spider-Man ever. Cause could you imagine? He'd be fitting into all the spaces,
Oh my
doing
gosh.
bare flips. Bro, he didn't even need the Spider-Man powers to do the flips because Filipinos can just flip on a dime. And then he's half black, and then he's got Spider-Man powers. Insane, but that's a whole new thing. Anyways,
This is eugenics.
That's a whole
on a
new
different
thing.
level.
Zendaya is a better MJ than Kirsten Dunst was.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe
I
not in
think that
terms of like what a classic MJ Watson is, but just watching two people have chemistry on screen. I much
But what is
prefer
this whole
watching.
thing of like, why is MJ always the worst? Like, even in the first Spider-Man film, what's it? Laura Harry. I forgot her name. Sorry, but the first girl that Peter goes on a date with, and he just ignores
Oh,
her the
Laura
entire time.
Herrera, yeah.
Even
yeah.
she was.
Liz.
Liz.
Her name was in the films, yeah,
was-
Liz.
Liz was
Michael
fine.
Keaton's daughter.
Liz
She's
was-
bad, bro. He has a type, He's got a
he
type.
does have a type.
He's got a type.
He has a type indeed, and it's a very good type.
Yeah.
But I think even she was just
Peter
a
like
better.
the black girls.
He does, bro. He does.
It's because he be struggling, bro. He needs someone to relate to his struggle.
True.
He can't be with no white woman, bro.
No, but I've always said that Gwen is always better than Mary Jane.
Oh, yeah, but 100%. But 100%.
Gwen's
That's
always
why
been
her
better.
death was like so.
Actually, it was like so impactful.
Yeah, so
Like,
impactful.
oh,
Mary Jane is his who
Horrible.
he settled for, bro.
yeah.
Let's be honest. But nah, yeah, Peter.
That's
Let's
the
go back
whole-
to Peter
That's
loving
a
black
whole
women,
think
by the
piece.
way.
That's a whole think piece on Twitter.
But nah, Peter loving black women is such a thing though.
Hey,
Dude is struggling with his identity. He's struggling with constantly being oppressed by these reptilians, white people, or Dr. Connors.
it's not a dark skinned woman though, so it don't count, bro.
That's true. Hey, come on, he's still a white guy.
I'll go on live TV saying that, bro. It don't count.
It don't get it.
It don't count.
Nah, come on, it counts a little bit.
Unless I see Peter Parker liking a Viola Davis,
How is she gonna say Viola Davis?
then I'll understand. I'll be like, fair enough, Marvel.
Viola Davis
Okay,
and Octavia
Marvel.
Spencer.
Okay, that's very ambitious. I'm liking this, Marvel. This is crazy. In fact, that is life changing.
I'll take that back. Yeah, I'll take that back. I'll take that back. I'll take that back. But he still does love his little.
He does.
His little mixed race ones. Okay, and the last topic. No, John Bernthal. Really quickly, John Bernthal coming back.
I've not watched The Punisher.
Okay, he's an incredible Punisher. The Punisher is incredible. What this tells me quickly about Spider-Man 4 is that it's not going to be a multiverse film, which
It's going to be grounded.
Hopefully, because how does it work? Why are you bringing Punisher in if it's this
No,
multiverse film? I'm imagining it's a grounded film. I'm imagining it's more on the sort of political landscape in terms of like the dynamics of New York and the political landscape of New York. Hopefully, we get a little bit of a Kingpin, maybe a Daredevil appearance. I think that's the way they should go. And John Bernthal being in there makes sense. And I can't wait to see the dynamic between a Punisher, Frank Castle, and a Peter Parker. The way they both approach heroism. The way they both approach... Like, I love the dynamic between Matt Murdock, Daredevil, and Punisher. And that scene they had on the roof while Daredevil was trying to the chimney is incredible. And it just kind of... it encapsulates their dynamic. So I can't wait to see that with Spider-Man because it will just be to another level because he's just this 15-year-old, 16, 18, whatever, however old he is. And that'd be really interesting. Especially Frank Castle having lost his son and all of that stuff. So I'd be really, really intrigued in terms of how they approach all of that. So yeah, it's good news for me. Good news for me. Okay, last topic of the day. We have first look at the Odyssey. Now, you've
Teaser.
seen the leaked footage
Yes,
because you are a rebel rouser,
indeed.
as the streets may refer to you as.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
So, I want to close your eyes again.
Close my eyes.
Close your eyes, because I'm
Okay.
gonna visualize it.
You, bro. I don't know how much I like being asked to close my eyes, bro. You keep asking me to close my eyes. I'll be worried what you're gonna put in my ass, bro.
Just trust me.
Okay. Do I put my
Waves.
fingers over my hat? Oh.
No.
Okay.
So, waves.
Why is it waves again?
Yeah, waves.
Okay.
Then Robert Pattinson says like 2 lines. I honestly forgot.
I forgot he's in this. You know.
Yeah, he is.
There's so many brother and bro. There's so
The
many people in
entire
this movie.
Hollywood is there, and then there's a dinner table, and it's obviously orange lighting from like a fire, and it's Tom Holland. Where's my father? And then it's my man Punisher. "Arr, who wants to know where his father is? And then Tom Holland's like, yes, where is he? And John says, in a prison, far away. No prison can hold that man. And then it's Matt Damon on the ocean on like a broken ship, and then he's sailing to shore, and then it ends.
Okay, so again, it feels short. It feels
It's like 7 seconds.
7 seconds. Okay.
It's very short.
Did it make you any less or any more excited for the Odyssey?
I honestly feel like this might be the first public Nolan failure, in my opinion. I genuinely... At first, I wasn't thinking that, but when I saw the teaser, I know it's just a teaser, guys. I get that. But I don't know. I feel like if you watch it, you may get what I'm saying.
Something about this gives
It doesn't
it's
feel
Hollywood
right.
making an Odyssey film.
It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel like an Odyssey. It feels like this is very much like, you know, remember, I don't know if you remember the Jay and Silent Bob. Have you ever watched Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back?
No.
Do you remember when, okay, so Jay and Silent Bob, they go to like Hollywood to try and stop them rebooting, like making a film based on them, okay? And when they get there, they like interrupt they go on set and interrupt the making of Good Will Hunting 2, The Hunt is Back or something like that. And they brought back Matt Damon and Ben Affleck to do it.
That's good.
That's what the Odyssey feels like.
It feels...
It feels like we've got these huge movie stars in this like historically inaccurate clothing just because it looks cool.
You know what it is? You know, Children of Men. That
Incredible.
film would not work if it was a full A-star cast. I think the fact that like, I don't know. I think just because I'm seeing so many names, it feels so weird.
It feels weird. Bro,
It doesn't feel like a
like,
film that
even the
should be a
fact you
Hollywood
said-
budget.
The fact you said Robert Pattinson was in, I forgot the brother was even in this. And Robert Pattinson is like he's like faces of the films. Do you know what I mean? He was the face of Bong Joon-ho, whatever my man's name
Mickey
is.
17.
Mickey 17. Like he opens movies. Whether it does it well or not, but he opens movies. So the fact that you just casually mentioned, oh yeah, Robert Pattinson, I was like, I forgot he's in it.
I feel like someone like, here's where I agree with you. Alfonso Cuarón, sorry, I don't know how to say his name. Cuarón. I feel like he would be able to nail this
He
film.
would murder Sam Mendes.
He would
murder this. Yeah.
I think even Denis. I think I'd rather have Denis do this film, honestly, because I feel like he's better in this sci-fi set in a different time.
It just feels like, yeah, it definitely feels like we're getting.
And the trailer, like I might have to show you the teaser after. Like, it's so. I think it's seeing Tom. It's just seeing these really big actors just being themselves. There's no accent. There's no like.
Yeah.
It's Tom Holland's voice. It's John's voice. Like, they're not trying to be Greek.
And I love all the actors that are in
man.
it. Like, I love them and I love their work. Like, John Bernthal is such a
he's
great
an incredible
actor.
actor.
He's such a great actor. Like, everything he's in, he's a treat.
great.
Like, Fury,
Even
Neil and the
Walking
Dying
Dead.
Girl, Walking
he's
Dead,
amazing.
Punisher. Like, he's incredible. But yeah, just, it feels like everyone is, like, they feel like they got the character list and they were like, who are the biggest actors we can get for each of these characters? As
Literally.
opposed to, like, who fits the role the best, maybe?
It's
It
honestly,
should have been a movie filled with John Leguizamo. That's what it should be. John Leguizamo should play Odyssey. He should play his wife. He should play everyone. He should play Homer, the brother that wrote this thing.
But yeah, I'll honestly go on record and say that I do think it would be his first failure.
His first failure,
First
you
failure.
know. Okay, well, that's Johan's. We'll come back to this right in these same spots when this movie comes out and see
Facts.
if Johans was right or if he was wrong. It's a
I think
bold
I'm gonna be
statement.
right though.
It's a very bold
I think I'm gonna
statement.
be right.
Okay, well, Johans.
I said, okay, I guess it wasn't hard to predict, but I did say Oppenheimer was gonna be as big as it was before the whole Barbie thing, before when it was just a
I could
photo
have
of
told you that, mate.
before Oppenheimer, which is why I'm saying it's not as
But no,
big
I
of a.
wouldn't have thought it would be as big as it
Oh, I
was.
100%
I
knew.
think that whole like that was such a moment in time.
But this Odyssey, man, if you see the teaser, maybe you'll get what I'm trying to say. It just doesn't feel right
Fair
at
enough.
all. It
Well,
feels. I don't even know. Maybe I'm very wrong in saying this. It feels very whitewashed. I
it
don't know.
was
I don't know if
Hollywood
that's like
wash. It feels Hollywood
Hollywood.
wash.
And I don't
It
know if
feels
that's
Hollywood
yeah,
wash. It feels
yeah.
Hollywood wash. 100%. Well, Johans,
Yo,
we just got our first episode back as
I
Happy
lo-
Doomsday.
this is so much more comfier. Than
I
like
love, bro. This is a great new
Zoom.
spot for us. Okay, I love doing this.
Mhm.
I can't wait to keep doing this with you, bro.
Same.
And I hope you guys join us on more of these episodes. I hope you follow Johans and his filmmaking career and all
I
the
hope so
stuff
too.
he's coming out with. Because not only does he make films, he scores his own films. The dude is a very, very
Yes, sir.
talented brother.
Yes,
He doesn't
sir.
just have dumb opinions as well. He's also got a thing or two up his sleeve. Follow me. Check my career out when it comes to the
Yes, sir.
stand up. I also make movies as well. I try to. So
Very,
yeah,
very talented.
thank
Very
you.
talented.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Salamo foes.